everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today I've got a productivity video to share with you guys. This is how I am using all of my planners and technology and everything to stay on top of things and stay productive. So I've done a separate meal planning video, which I will just briefly talk about in this video, but I cover that in a lot more detail. So I'm gonna link that video down below for you guys. And also I covered how I'm using my watch to stay more productive. I'm gonna touch on that in this video, but I'm gonna cover it in a lot more detail in that separate video. So I will also have that one linked down below for you guys. This video is kind of wrapping all of that up into one nice little package because I have a lot of different things and tools that I use to keep myself productive, and so I want to talk about those in this video. It's just going to be a really quick overview of the things I've covered in more detail, so definitely check out the links down below. So let's hop into the first thing. I use a combination of my iPhone, my Apple Watch, and my little whiteboard thing that I've got going on. I keep this in the kitchen on a little easel. This is an Erin Condren cover, and I have multiple different ones of these that I use kind of interchangeably to write out our menu. So it's actually in the kitchen physically just sitting there, and the covers are nice and pretty, so it's a little decorative element in the kitchen that's also very functional. So I use the covers in combination with just a wet erase pen. I will link to both supplies down below. These are just something I have as a planner person. I've got a lot of these covers. I found a really good way to use them that's really functional, and so when I go into the kitchen, I know exactly what's for dinner. I know what I can grab for lunches and breakfasts. For my personal everyday planner, I jot notes, I put appointments, I do to-do lists, and I have a list of things I want to get done that day. I keep track of some habits. Everything like that goes into my everyday planner, which is a PLUM paper planner. I do have one of the student editions. I'll show you guys there. I have covered this in a separate video walking through all the pages. I really like this planner as my everyday planner. I do have an Erin Condren cover on here. They are compatible, but if you get a PLUM paper planner, the tabs will hang off the sides like shown. So that's just something to keep in mind. I do not like the PLUM paper planner covers, and I actually do prefer being able to see the tabs when I am like flipping to something. So I just take off the PLUM paper planner cover, put on my Erin Condren covers, and I'm good to go. So I've been using this for just my everyday use stuff, and I always have my little pin clipped in to the spiral part, and I love this planner. I actually have another video that I'm gonna go into way more details on for you guys. It is setting up Olivia's planner. You guys will know I've talked about this in so many videos, but she had some problems with a stomach bug recently, and I was keeping track of her food and her sleep and all sorts of patterns, trying to come up with things that are making her relapse. So I kept those kind of notes in my Erin Condren Hourly. So this is really kind of Olivia's planner when she has doctor's appointments or when she was sick. I was keeping track of stuff all in here, and it's great keeping track of medications, especially because it is an hourly thing. And like recently she got strep, so I was keeping track of her antibiotics. I was keeping track of them in here, making sure I was checking off she was getting her antibiotics every day. There are some weeks I don't hardly use this one at all, except as a rewards chart for her. So we have started just recently using this as a rewards chart for her. Let's see, we're into October now. We're at the end of October now, but she has a sticker on her rewards chart, and so just have the stickers stuck in here for her to use. Since it's October, they're little Halloween stickers, but they're just in here right before her little monthly thing, and so I keep track of her little rewards system on here. I'll talk more about her rewards system in a separate video, but I just really like having that separate because I use the monthly view in this one as my personal planner, keeping track of appointments and things. So I didn't want her monthly reward system in there. I just went ahead and put it in here since I was already using this one for things like medication and appointments, and like when she's sick, I keep track of symptoms in here, things like that. I found it really helpful to just have that stuff separately. Before, let me roll back over here. I ended up putting this little notebook in here in my traveler's notebook, but I had these little notebooks from Life Planner that I was actually using before, like having a dedicated place. I would use that one to keep track of medications and stuff, different symptoms, and I was finding it wasn't as easy to find the information as it is to just like look at the weekly view. I'm very thankful that that part of it is over. She's no longer sick, thankfully, knocking on wood, but when she was going through all her stomach bug things, it was great to have that resource. I will continue to use this as her rewards chart. I found the hourly layout was good, but it wasn't ideal for me. As someone who has my child at home with me most of the time, it just wasn't ideal to have the hourly schedule. I really needed more of the to-do list style planner so I could make lists and things. So I found the hourly to just be lacking for my own personal use. So I really, really like having the Plum paper planner. And you guys know, like when I found this layout, I thought it was the perfect layout for me. So I really loved that layout. And then I found really good use out of this one, and I'll probably continue to use this as a rewards chart for those monthly views and keep track of medicine and sickness. Kids get those little colds and things. I like to keep track of those symptoms in case we need to go to the doctor. I have all that information that the doctor will need. And so I found it really nice to just have that one that I can pull out when needed. As far as journaling and gratitude, I do have some other things that I just keep in my nightstand. My hourly Erin Condren came with one of these perpetual calendars, and I'm using this as just a gratitude journal. I have it marked off here, like I just write down a line of things that I'm thankful for that day, and I really liked just going to this. It's an automatic habit to me now that I just get in the bed, write down the things from that day that I'm really thankful for. I do have a little freckled fawn clip on here, you guys can see, and so I can just turn straight to my page. I've been using one of these little Sharpie pens in here, and I just have it clipped on the front. So I can just pull off the pen, go straight to my page, write my notes, and it's just a really quick couple of minute thing that I do every night. And it does put me in a little happy place. I get to think about the happiest things of the day. And then going along with that, I have been trying to get back into the habit of journaling. I do not do this every night, maybe a couple of nights a week. I write down some journaling thoughts in this notebook. So this is actually a Plum paper planner, just lined notebook. I maxed out the pages on here. They come with a standard set of pages, and then you can add more pages, so you can add different sections that are customizable. I just added more notebook pages to max out the size of it. So it's a really big, thick, chunky notebook. And it's just lined pages. But again, I took off the Plum paper planner cover and stuck on an Erin Condren cover, and I love it like that. And so I just use this to jot down thoughts, especially on those nights that I just cannot turn my mind off. I go ahead and jot down a couple of pages worth of thoughts, and it's really nice to have that ability to just journal and write down the thoughts and get them out of my head so I can just go to sleep. I find that really helpful. I also use iCal for time blocking. iCal is the Apple version of calendar. It's just like a Google Calendar kind of thing, but it connects with my Apple Watch and my phone and my computer, and everything's just really seamless and flawless. I like that ecosystem. I can also share things with Johnny as far as like our family appointments and stuff. There is a little bit of digital overlap with my appointments and things. I go ahead and put them on the family calendar so that Johnny has access to them as well. So it's really easy to do that with iCal. We just have a shareable calendar. So if I put in an appointment on that calendar, he gets a notification and it adds it to his iCal as well. So that's just been a really great way to keep our family completely organized as far as appointments. And I can see them straight on my Apple Watch, which is great. I'm not missing notifications and stuff now that I have the Apple Watch. And again, I'll talk about the Apple Watch side of things in a separate video. I really wanted to use this planner more for time blocking, but I found that I was moving time blocks around and scratching things out, and I decided to just go digital for that. I'm just starting to get into the time blocking, but I use my iCal for time blocking. I have a separate calendar just for time blocking, and I do this for Olivia's quiet time. I have about 2 hours of free time when Olivia has her quiet time. I go ahead and time block that time out. And also when she's at school, I've been starting to do some time blocking there as well. So I can get the time blocking set up on my computer or my phone, whichever is faster. I can go ahead and see them on my iCal, and it'll ding every time that I'm supposed to be transitioning to a new step in the time block. So I really, really have liked that. It's something pretty new that I'm incorporating in, so I don't have it down pat yet, but I will probably do a separate time blocking video at some point telling you guys my method of doing the time blocking. I have really felt more productive doing the time blocking. It's made me more efficient on those child-free times that I have throughout the day. And as far as just keeping track of ongoing projects or thoughts or video notes, currently I use a combination of Google Keep, which is a really cool app. I've talked about Google Keep in other videos as well. It's just a really cool way that you can keep track of notes and checklist situations. And I also have a few pages of notes after each one of the months. So I tend to use these for just jotting down little thoughts and like calculating numbers here and there. I use those sheets for things I don't necessarily have to keep track of, but I want to like write down really quickly. And then I use Google Keep for things like video notes. I have a lot of ongoing ideas for videos. I'll jot down notes for that. I'll keep track of some meal planning things in the Google Keep as well. And I just found it a really helpful way to keep track of projects and ideas. It's definitely not a perfect system, having to go to the Google Keep and type everything out. So I thought I would start incorporating in a bullet journal to just keep track of more of those projects and ideas and video notes and things like that. I can have one place to just kind of brainstorm. I find that I don't necessarily want to keep track of all that brainstorming stuff, and it'd be nice to just kind of freehand jot some things down in here. So I'll probably end up turning to this more of that brainstorming style of writing things down and keeping track of things. It may end up being more of like a brain dump type of thing versus a real true bullet journal, because I do use the planner as well. And so I'm still tweaking my system, but I found that with the combination of everything, I am really good at making sure that things aren't slipping through the cracks. I'm making sure our meals are planned out. I'm keeping track of appointments, video stuff, my ideas, my brainstorming, my gratitude. I always change things here and there, but this is my current planner productivity setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at how I'm planning and how I'm keeping track of everything. Give me a thumbs up if you like productivity type of videos. I definitely want to do more of these productivity style videos, and I hope you guys like them. Be sure to subscribe so you can follow me along, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.